I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at Action Comics number 986. What happens when Superman is forced to face a mind-controlled Lex Luthor? Well, let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Alrighty then, so picking up from where the last issue left off, the Machinist had used one of his chips to take control of Lex Luthor's Apocalyptian battle suit to make him fight Superman on his behalf. Here's the funny thing though, as we find out this issue, the Machinist's chips have this funny little quirk of bringing out all the anger and hate that was inside you anyway to make you act out violently. So all the horrible stuff that Luthor is saying to Superman in this issue, it might be a little bit more legit than he might have hoped it was. Another thing we apparently didn't know about Lex Luthor and his battle suit is that he's really only been using half of its power up until now. The more he taps into it, the more he ends up absorbing Apocalyptian energy and more or less looking like Darkseid. Also, does the suit make him bigger, or is that just a weird art perspective? I know the art in this issue hasn't been awesome, but this really made me wonder. Superman takes Lex out in the cold vacuum of space, so he hopefully can't hurt anyone, including himself. However, both men end up tumbling back to Earth as Lex unloads on the Man of Steel with everything he has. This all turned out to be a genius gambit by Lex to overload his own suit's power so it would burn out the control chip inside of him. Damn, sure is lucky that worked exactly the way you thought it would and didn't, oh, I don't know, kill one or both of you. With that all dealt with, Superman is admittedly quite easily able to track down the Machinist and stop him once and for all. The two heroes end up having themselves a little heart-to-heart, and they're both a little depressed at the fact that at the end of the day, the Machinist was controlling people to wage war on one another, but not by much. Later that night, Lex returns to his laboratory to try and do a diagnostic on his war suit. It's while looking it over, he ends up discovering a strange little Z pattern carved inside it that he never noticed before. Before he can investigate any further though, Lex comes under attack by none other than the mysterious Mr. Oz, who has been hanging over all the Superman books since the DC Rebirth. Oz was of course the guy who hired the Machinist in the first place and berates Lex for ever wanting to be a hero, saying it's never going to be possible for him, that it's not in his nature and that he should just quit right now. Oz then unloads a bunch of heat vision on him. Oh my, that is an interesting little addition to his arsenal. The comic ends with Lex gripping his House of L symbol while tears stream from his face. Ouch. So that was Action Comics number 986, and it was ultimately a fun conclusion to what was ultimately a enjoyable, if forgettable, little two-part storyline. Perhaps the biggest thing this issue does is try and stress the idea that maybe good Lex won't stay good Lex forever, which I think we all pretty much knew one way or the other. And of course, there's the little hints and seeds planted with Mr. Oz that will pay off in the next arc, and it's all fine and well and good. Not every storyline can be a 10 on 10. I think the biggest thing that brought this two-issue arc down is the artwork. Not good looking. Overall, I'd feel comfortable giving this one a 7 out of 10. So that's Action Comics, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, want to check out some of these other videos on my channel. Then you can follow me on social media at Cape Joel, and if you're feeling in a supportive mood, why not become a patron? Patrons get exclusive access to videos and podcasts before anyone else for as little as $1 a month. So until next time, everyone, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again later. Bye-bye.